Why play Pantheon Top? Well, he brings tons of damage. He's a strong lane bully, he's got a point and click stun, and his ultimate gives him semi-global pressure. However, he's very all in with little disengage, and he can struggle from behind not having the damage needed to kill. Pantheon's passive grants him a stack whenever he lands an attack or ability up to 5 stacks. At 5 stacks, his next basic ability becomes empowered, which we'll go over with each basic ability. Pantheon's Q can be used in 2 different ways. If the ability is tapped, it's a short range skill shot which refunds a large amount of its cooldown. If the ability is held down, Pantheon charges it up while being slowed. This turns it into a long range rectangular skill shot. Both ways deal damage to enemies hit and deal increased damage if they're below 20% health. However, when charged, it deals reduced damage to enemies hit after the first, and if tapped, it refunds 60% of the cooldown and damage is not reduced. When empowered, this ability deals additional damage. Pantheon's W is an auto attack reset which leaps him to the target, dealing damage to them and stunning them. If this ability is empowered, immediately afterwards he'll attack 3 times, which is a very quick way to get your passive back up again. Pantheon's E causes him to channel his shield in a direction where he becomes invulnerable from that direction. During this time, he deals damage in a cone in front of the shield, and at the end of the cast, he deals a large chunk of damage. If the ability is empowered, after using it, Pantheon gains a large amount of health, armor, magic resist, and move speed. Pantheon's ultimate has a passive where he gains armor pen. The active is a very long range skill shot which channels for 2 seconds, during which time Pantheon jumps into the air, throws down a spear, and then dashes to that area. Enemies hit by the spear are dealt damage and slowed, and enemies in his crash zone also take damage. For combos, start empowered W into your 3 quick attacks. From here, tap Q into an attack before using your empowered E. Keep attacking away with the speed boost into a charged Q to finish off your opponent. For matchups, Pantheon is great into squishier top laners who he can easily engage on, and he can struggle into champions who can absorb his early game pressure. For runes, take this, he procs Conqueror incredibly easily. For build order, start Blade and Pot into an Eclipse and tier 2 boots. From here, a Black Cleaver and Sundered Sky are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing Q then E then W, taking ult whenever you can. For some of the spells, take Flash and Ignite. Teleport is good too, but Ignite's just so good at killing your opponent, and you can kind of use ultimate as a pseudo teleport. From the very start of the game, you're looking to farm hard and bully hard. Whenever you have your passive available, you can threaten a massive trade. So attack minions until you have 5 stacks, and then if your opponent lets you, just keep jumping on them. This combined with constant Q poke makes you incredibly frustrating to play against. And when you have level 6, it's incredibly easy to gank your own lane jumping behind your opponent. Enter in the mid game, take your tower as soon as possible. From here, you're a great split pusher where you can easily 1v1 and then collapse onto teamfights with your ultimate. Entering late game team fights, you can either play as your teams engage or as the assassin. You can start a fight by ulting onto the enemy team, jumping on a carry and trying to blow them up. Or you can wait until after the fight has started to do this instead. And this second way tends to be much stronger, as enemy players will have used more of their cooldowns, and in the confusion you can jump on and blow up a carry. And that's how to play Pantheon Top. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.